So geographic locations can record events,
Hmm.
possibly. And so, again, the jury's out on, is it an actual, or some of this supernatural activity actually a, a separate consciousness making decisions? Dawn, coming to sneak on me, hears me coming and turns around to walk away. That's a conscious decision by a entity not in our current touchable verse, right?
Hmm.
Or is some of that activity burned in to the location, to a
Hmm.
geographical location? Because you might say, well, seeing the ghost moving around and stuff, that could just be like a recording, right? Maybe it's not even that kind of activity is not even
Conscious that it's doing it.
yeah, it's just maybe it's just burned into that timeline or something.
Hmm.
Um, and then some of the stuff that we see with supernatural stuff, chairs falling over, spoons flying, all that stuff. How are we not so sure? I mean, I'll take music for an example.
Hmm.
Music, when it's being played on a stereo, right? It's a recording of something that's already happened. There's not an actual music star in your car stereo playing music for you. It's just a recording. But that recording is creating physical change in the space. The speaker makes a vibration. That vibration comes out as sound. That sound, just like if you in a car and you got a messy car and you got a bunch of pens inside of your door or whatever, when the music's playing and the speakers are going, those pens jiggle. Those pens make
Hmm.
sound. They make how are we not sure that maybe these geographical locations, some of that crazy shit, opening of doors and windows or lights moving, aren't aren't necessarily conscious things, are just remnants of recordings of traumatic events that have happened. We're not so that's my point. Like if you took a stereo to ancient man, you went back in time 500 years and took a Walkman or a stereo and put a piece of paper in front of the speaker and turned the music up real loud and the paper fell, they would think it was magic.
Hmm.
They would think that, but it's actually just a recording. It's just a piece of music that's coming out, and because it's being amplified, what if places, for whatever reason, certain locations are like amplifiers?
Yeah, you know what I wonder sometimes? Why is it that it seems like there's certain animals that come back as ghosts,
Hmm.
right? Dogs and cats, right? I've seen one from an elk where it got hit by a car and the energy left its body and it took off running as a spirit. I've seen that, right?
Yeah,
Not actual, like I didn't see it as far as like it happened to me.
saw a video.
I saw a video of it, right? Uh, why don't we have ghosts of dinosaurs, saber-toothed tigers, whales, right? Like you'd figure, they have energy too. Why haven't they shown themselves, right?
Well, that would be the thing, is that maybe just like a recording. A lot of people don't realize this, but their VHS tapes, their mixtapes on
Hmm.
tape, if they were made in the 80s, go listen to it now. I promise you it does not have the same fidelity.
Yeah,
Because age slowly but surely wipes analog stuff out,
yeah.
right? I mean, my understanding is even digital data over time decays. So that would be my answer to that, is maybe there was dinosaur ghosts, but it's been 2 million years of decay. They're long gone. Those
Hmm.
recordings are long gone. It's not there anymore.
Interesting. Like the energy loses its power.
Yeah, or like they like to use in one favorite sci-fi of mine, Westworld, where they were doing the the bots, they called it fidelity,
Hmm.
the ability to be not all full of mistakes or holes, like to be whole, to be accurate, to be
Hmm.
it maintained its fidelity. Um, so yeah, it's a weird one, but and then again, see, this is the other weird part of it. But so this is the skeptic in me coming out. My skepticism also is that what if a lot of the supernatural stuff we see is actually manifested from our own thoughts and our own living brains?
Hmm.
And it manifests. And we've talked about this before too. You
Yeah,
know,
they say that some of the poltergeist activity is actually created by us.
yeah. So,
Not
and that's
all.
why, and that's why the ghosts would be like, has anyone ever seen a ghost in a Roman uniform or some really kind of long ago in some of these places? Maybe not. Like,
Hmm.
why have we not seen a ghost? And, why is it always seems to be appropriate attire for the time period or somewhat close to that time period that you're, because maybe it's related to, because in our brains we're thinking that, right? Like we could think of human attire all the way back into the Victorian era. But you
Hmm.
would think that in places like Italy and Rome, if there were old ghosts there, that you should be seeing ghosts in Roman togas all over the place. But they're not.
Maybe it only happens in like very traumatic places. I bet you in the Colosseum, and I've never looked, but maybe they have ghosts of the Colosseum.
You would
Because look
think,
at Gettysburg, right? Gettysburg has a bunch of ghosts.
yeah. Well, there's got to be any place there was mass death, mass trauma. You would assume there would be ghosts, either under the water, over the water, like on the Titanic. The trauma that happened on that boat, the death, there's got to be some activity down in there under the water, right?
So it
Uh,
says here that the Colosseum in Rome is rumored to be haunted by ghosts of gladiators, animals, and specters from its violent past.
hmm. I'd love
So
to research that and see what people
we,
say.
we might, yeah, we might have to do they have a story related to that. So we might have to do an episode about that.
That might be interesting. Yeah.
So, so you had your ghost story. Let me tell you kind of, I guess, one that happened last night.
Oh, really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it was a little strange. In this house, I don't feel like it's like negative per se, but it's I don't know. There's something here. I don't know what to say exactly what it is. It's a
Really?
type of
Hmm.
energy. Right? I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
It's not
Hmm.
evil. It's not good. It's like I don't know. It's just something here, right?
It's just there.
It's just there. And like, I'll give you an example. Like for whatever reason, when I come back around here, or the bathroom, and I'm walking at
Mhm.
night, right, I'll get up. I'll use this restroom because I don't want to disturb, my girlfriend that's sleeping. And I always get my hair standing up, right? My hair will always
Hmm.
stand up.
Like you're being
And
watched
last
or
night,
something?
huh?
Like you're being watched?
I don't feel like I'm being watched per se. It's just like a reaction. Like I'll walk and
Hmm.
my hair starts standing up. So I'm like,
Interesting.
okay. So anyways, last night I come here and I use the restroom and I see what we saw at your house with the light.
Oh, the little squigglies?
Yeah, I saw the light here in the mirror go like this, down and disappear. And it wasn't a bright
Weird.
light. It was a light though that appeared and went down and disappeared. And I was looking for, okay, maybe it was a piece of dust flying, but this didn't look like dust flying. This looked like a light going straight down and kind of dissipating.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, that's strange, right? Whatever. So I go back to sleep. Anyways, my girl tells me this morning, she says, yeah, I was sleeping pretty good until about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was
Hmm.
like, what do you mean? Like, what happened at 3 o'clock in the morning? She says,
Mhm.
I heard knocks outside, the window. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I heard, knocks and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I don't know. It's strange. And I've
And
heard those knocks.
where were you? Were you
I
asleep?
was asleep. I didn't
You
hear
didn't
any
hear them.
knocks. No, but it was enough to keep her up. But you know what was kind of weird too, because she goes to sleep before me, and I get on my iPad and I look up all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, but last night I put my stuff down, and it was about 1 o'clock, and I was like having a hard time kind of falling asleep a little bit, right? And I don't know, I just kind of felt like I don't know if somebody was watching me or I just could sense something. I don't know really how to describe it, but I just had a hard time falling asleep at first. Like I was real hypersensitive to my area. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hmm.
And I don't really know why, but I just couldn't sleep. And finally I fell asleep, but then my girl had that experience. And so I don't know. I don't really know what to call it. I mean, we are in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where, there's
Old.
definitely lots of strange, Native American stuff that's happened on this land. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe it's, some
And
type
that
of Native
land,
American or.
and that land out in Rancho Viejo, that actually was a big ranch.
Hmm.
My understanding of a majority of that development was all owned by a was one at one point in time just a big old ranch, right?
Hmm.
And who knows? Who knows what
Hmm.
happened out there?
Yeah, so it was like a little bit of a strange day, but I mean, other than that, like I said, I don't feel like it's anything bad or worrisome. Um, but I don't know. I'll keep you
And
guys
has and
posted.
has Jennifer felt that there like for a long time, or is this something that started happening recently?
I don't know if she was open to all of this stuff. She
Before?
hasn't told me anything as far as like feeling anything. So I don't know.
Because it would be
Conversation.
something if she always has felt just a little weirdness. It's like I've said in my kitchen, like where I'm at right here, right below us is the kitchen. And there are often many times that I'll be by myself playing video games, doing whatever, and I will feel a presence in that kitchen. I will get that feeling, but it's not like a bad feeling,
Hmm.
like you said. It's just a funky feeling. I mean, let's be honest about one thing that they've documented and they know is happening, and that proves that there are possible connections outside of what our normal understanding of living things is. Dogs are the perfect example of creatures that have a connection with their owner. Why is it does a dog know? And they've done studies of this. The
Hmm.
dog almost has precognition, or if it's not precognition that their owner's arriving home, they're connected and they know the owner left work is on their way home,
Hmm.
right? And they've done the studies where they've changed up the time that the owner comes home. So it's not just the dog knowing, having an internal clock and knowing that at 4:30 their owner comes home. They've showed videos, of the dog, checked on it, and then the owner will come home at different times. And when the owner gets into their car to leave work, the dog starts stirring.
Hmm.
As the owner starts getting close to home, the dog starts doing activity. It knows their owner's coming. How the fuck does it know the owner's coming without a phone call, without a letter, without
Yeah.
there is some connection there. So if you take that into account, then that means that living things have a possibility to have, not necessarily, I'm not going to call it precognition, being able to tell the future, but they can have connections with people. It's like that same thing. I'll give you another perfect example. My dad, when he got injured in Vietnam, my grandma knew it.
Hmm.
She knew it. When the Marines, she didn't know what it was. She didn't know if he had died, but she knew something had happened to her son on that day because she had a
Hmm.
bad feeling. She goes, had a pit in her stomach and said, "Oh shit, something happened to Red over there."
Hmm.
And sure as shit, 2 days later, there was a car full of Marines were pulling up to her house, not to tell her that my dad died, but to tell her that he was injured. How the fuck did she know that? So
Mhm.
you can extrapolate that to we can feel things in ways to where sometimes when I feel that presence in that fucking kitchen, there's a connection there,
An energy.
that an energy or there's something that's connecting my awareness, whatever that might be, to something.
Yeah. And think about this, like having that ability to sense when people are looking at you when you don't know that they're looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, talk to any good looking girl. She goes, I
Hmm.
can tell when guys are checking out my ass all day, every day.
Hmm.
Because I walk by a group of dudes, I don't have to turn my head to know they're staring right at my ass. Well, they got a nice ass. It just makes sense. But but do you know what I mean? Like, so there's something to awareness and cognition that science hasn't quite there's elements out to that aren't within the known factors. We
So,
see it with dogs, we see it with other stuff. They've done studies with women and their gut senses,
yeah,
women's gut. They've done studies where they've
intuition.
taken, yeah, where I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure they've done studies where they've taken bad guys, right, criminal dudes, rapists, murderers, shit like that, and mixed their headshots with other just normal guys, and asked women, "What do you think of these dudes?" That one gives me a squiggy feeling.
Hmm.
Where does
I
that
want to
come
date
from?
him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can fix him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, though? Like, so there's something to that. So maybe when I felt that feeling the other night and I told Don, cut a brother a fucking break. Maybe he heard me. Maybe it's like, oh, okay. Okay, Matt, I hear you. I'll
Hey, we're
come
not
check
messing
out
with that rat.
the, well, come check out your designs later after hours. It's like, you have all night to do this, brah. I'm
Yeah.
only going to be here till 8. You've got starting, this is your oyster, this is your jam from 9 o'clock all night, all the way until 8 o'clock the next morning when people start rolling up here. Just hang out somewhere else. Leave me alone.
Well, you're gonna definitely have to keep us posted
I will.
any crazy encounters, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted about anything more
Yeah.
that happens here.
Yeah, I'm curious. Well, and remember, like what we talked about, we didn't talk about this yet, but we do have cameras at work. So it would be possible for me to go into the cameras at work, go back to that date, and go into that 7 o'clock time frame into 8 o'clock. It shows the grid where all the cameras that you can see are up, and just go to each one and watch like a 15 or 20-minute section of each camera because I know exactly what fucking time it was. I looked at my watch, 7:15. So, and I could probably go see the footage of me walking back there,
Oh
right?
man, that'd be
So
strange.
wouldn't that be strange if I'm walking and you see me walk by the camera and then you see a squiggly or something go by? See, I'm almost afraid to go, dude. I'm almost afraid to go look at the cameras
I don't blame you, man. That's
because
crazy.
that would be crazy if around that time frame, even if I was in that frame or not. But if there was any weird shit on the cameras in the building at around that 7 to 8 o'clock time frame while I was there, that would be really weird. Whether because the cameras, with the lights off, they see in night vision, right? So even with the lights off, you'd be able to see if something like a flickering light or something moved, or because again, back to that whole thing, if papers move or a phone knocks off its thing, people come back the next day. They don't take any mind. They don't recognize it. They don't see it.
Mhm.
But what if there's like there's not a camera on my desk. But what if there was like on one of the stations in the back around that time a pen flew from the flew to the ground. or
Yeah.
papers fell, or just and people just pick it up the next day. They just pick it up.
They don't think twice about
They
it.
don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
But maybe the camera's caught some kind of shit like that. So I will keep you informed. It is possible for me to go onto the cameras, but like I said, I'm sort of scared to do so.
I don't blame you. And then like at least now you have some, ambiguity. How do you say it?
Ambiguity.
Ambiguity. Yeah, there you go. You have that, right?
But if I go back into the cameras and I see some shit, then I think we can say pretty solidly that what I saw is what I saw and wasn't a
Yeah.
figment of my imagination. If we see weird shit in that camera, flickering lights in certain areas, movement of objects, or even scarier, what appears to be like burn in of someone moving, or if we see that,
Yeah.
then
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 your state
that
of
gives me
mind.
reason to be very freaked out at work in after
Yeah.
hours.
That'll be
Because
rough.
then there's no questioning it then. And then, like you said, how fucking scary. Because to walk back to the production to where we print the labels, it's kind of a walk. I would probably walk past at least two or three cameras, maybe.
Uh-huh.
So how fucking scary would that be to see me just walking along to go print labels, printed some labels, come walking back, and and you see me walk by the camera, and then right after that you see some smudge or some presence walk like it's following me. That would be fucking scary.
Oh,
Because then that tells you Don ain't listening to you, Matt. He wants you to know this is his house.
yep.
At when 6 o'clock rolls around, stops becoming the business area work. It becomes Don's house then. And
Right?
then that's where shit gets scary.
Oh, I
So
know.
I don't know. That would be scary. So I have to go look at the cameras. But right now I'm really busy at work. I'll have to do it when we're a little deader and there's not so much going on. And I'll
Yeah.
go back and see. But anyway,
Yeah,
this was
definitely
fun.
let us know. This is a
This
great
was
story, man. Love it. All right. Well, that's been our time. We'll catch you on the flip side.
flip
Peace.
side. Peace.
Peace. Adios.